Okay, so what's Bitcoin doing? First, I'm gonna go over the high time frame, even though it's not really that important unless you're a swing trader. But I'm not a swing trader. But I'm gonna go over it anyway because it's a little bit important. So obviously, July was a bullish month. We're expecting July to be a bullish month, and obviously, as everyone knows, June's normally a capitulation month. So the June high being swept isn't very shocking. You swept your big capitulation wick, and you accumulated at the low with a lovely little 1, 2, 3 tap. That's nice. And obviously, your target is these lovely equal highs above, and you're probably going to come a little bit higher after that. Definitely not that high. I mean, maybe hit by some miracle, but we'll see what the price action gives us. That's pretty much my high time frame. I'm looking for this high to sweep, and that's it. As we know, bear market rallies up are normally very choppy, as we've learned from this range, and as we've learned from the amount of times that we've left equal lows on this range here. Now, obviously, don't get your hopes up that it's going to be a shallow bear market and this is real strength. At the end of the day, this is equal lows and this is liquidations for later, and this is building up liquidations for later. So no, I don't think you should have your hopes up that this is going to be a shallow bear market where this takes you to an all-time high. Now, yes, Bitcoin's drawdown has been getting less and less every single bear market. However, this would be a substantial increase into a decrease actually in terms of the drawdown, and just high time frame wise, yeah, fine, we're in this previous range that we ranged in for, I think it was 8 or 9 months, but at the end of the day, a little sweep of the low and pop up would be very unlikely, considering this is a very, I mean, it's a high time frame accumulation, but it's not a big one. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't trust it. Yes, we retested a lovely accumulation here, nice little order block. That's another reason of why we found support here twice. Okay, I think quite self-explanatory. Everyone already knew July was going to be a bullish month. Start of the month we capitulated, made people scared to even long July, and then we moved. That's it. There's nothing really else to talk about high time frame. Unless by not unless, but if we were to look for zones, high time frame, I think important ones for me look like it's gonna have to be. I think that's a no. I mean, I got swept. I don't actually think there is a lot. Any breakers? Let me quickly turn my order block thing on. I don't think we have. Yeah, we definitely don't have any breakers because I can't see any. So that's fine. Okay, fine. So I mean, in general, starting from this little sell to buy to sell. Sorry, and anywhere along up here as a good zone, but in all honesty, what's most likely to happen is we're probably going to just form quite a large range here, and we're going to start taking taps to the high, or taps to the low, whatever. If it is going to be a shallow bear market, you're probably going to sweep the low one more time, and that's going to be that, but that seems very unlikely, and then again, you still have to have more to show for it. It doesn't matter. I'm done with the high time frame. I'm not a high time frame trader. Okay, this is just general analysis. Let's hop down to the lower time frame. So again, the lower time frame. Yes, we have an accumulation. We accumulated a low, and like I said before, cool. We came up, and it was a very choppy range. What's this range provided for us? Not a lot really, apart from the fact that we can say did the high sweep? No, it didn't sweep, but we can say that we had a failed PO3. So obviously you had your lovely 3 equal lows here, so that's very simple. This was a target if you were bearish. And obviously that was a big range, so let's mark our range in. This was your range. You had nice liquidity to come for, quite self-explanatory. You had big imbalance to come for. And then you distributed up here. I mean, it was a 5-tap distribution, which is, oh sorry, a 4-tap distribution. And then with a mini PO3 as well, sorry. So you were looking for your, what the fuck? You were looking for, I don't know where my rectangle's gone. Yeah, so you're looking for an expansion down if you were short. And we had a miniature PO3 up here. Again, we're just going over the past here. But anyway, we had a miniature PO3 here, so that was a good, nice entry model. Now, I mean, the reason why it didn't work is because, well, if you looked at open interest, all you did on the way down was close longs and absorb. So, I mean, it was kind of obvious. If you were looking at open interest, if you did look at it, that we were eventually going to bottom. It was just very hard to get in until we accumulated under low here. I did get in, but I TP'd early, but it doesn't matter. Okay, cool. So, moving on. now that we broke above the range, I'm looking for these highs to sweep. Once we sweep these highs, then we can look for a local range. Again, like, bear market rallies are choppy. So are you really gonna get just a pure up only candle where you're gonna keep going up until maybe a couple of short zones? Very unlikely. Okay, you're probably gonna take the high, you're gonna mess around a little bit, and then you probably come back down and fall back into our range and deviate the high. So once you deviate the high, I think, and then it's a valid just a valid idea to look for shorts, as long as you get a nice range, or some good structure, maybe a distribution of some kind. Then yeah, you have some nice little shorts to probably come for. And I mean, you can just go self-explanatory. You could literally just TP at this buy to sell here. Sorry, sell to buy here. Hell, I mean, if you come below that one, you can do this one. I got tagged. Never mind, you can't do that one. So I mean, that's like, this is my general short TP target, and then after that, it's I'd be looking for longs again. I still think July is going to continue to be bullish, and we normally have August that sweeps July's high anyway before dying. So that's something to keep in mind. Let's go. I mean, I thing is, normally I'm very like low time frame trading, but there's not really a lot to go for low time frame, because at the moment we're in high time frame areas. So as much as normally in the rest of the videos I'm gonna do are gonna be very little high time frame based, because this video is gonna kind of bring it all into the high time frame of what we're expecting. Normally I'm gonna be sitting on the 15, 30 minute, 5 minute, even 3 minute for my entries, right? But it honestly looks like we have nothing. So I think for a general point of view, here's two scenarios. If we don't sweep the high, 100% I'm looking for a re-range, where, I don't know, we can potentially accumulate like this, or we accumulate with a lower high. That's fine. As long as we re-range and get clear, obvious longs with structure, I'd absolutely look for longs. Let me make this last. That's huge. Okay. Yeah. So, of course, I'd be looking for longs. If we come down into this zone before taking the high, again, I'm still looking for longs. To me, that's just a nice little pullback. Even if you sweep the lows, that's fine. Ideally, I don't really want to sweep the lows because of 3 equals, unless you recover really quickly, because then you're just using that as liquidity, right? And that's my plans, really. I don't really have any plans, so I'm looking for shorts once the high sweeps, wherever that may be. I think that's a general safe idea, considering bear market rallies, wherever you get your high, right, and wherever you distribute or re-range or whatever happens. If you don't take the high, yeah, I mean, even if you take the high, I'd still be looking at this zone for a long. But be aware, every single correction that we've had in this range has been a deep pullback. It's been about 80%, 70% of the lowest. So if we were to get another 70% pullback, it would be a little bit. I mean, in terms of the last low, it would bring us down to the previous point where we accumulated. Actually, it would take us right around here, which, I mean, kind of does fit into the idea that we potentially might get a sweep of the lows to send price higher, though I don't know how much I like it. Though what is good about this zone, and I mean, this was a really good long, considering that this was like 20 equal lows of a weekend range that we swept, and it was a nice it was accumulation as well, and it was a pretty fast move. So I mean, yeah, 100%. I think I'm looking for longs. This zone, I'm not sure if we'll get it. I need a range. If we sweep the low, then I'm a little bit more inclined to take a lower time frame range, whether that's a 3 minute, 5 minute range. Anything really. I mean, I still think the likelihood is these high sweep from this move up. If not, I'm kind of happy with that, because then it's easy longs to come up higher, because then you just have equal highs. I mean, these aren't very equal highs right now, but whatever, semi-equal highs, right? Ideally, you wanted to come a little bit higher if it was to go down first, because then it gives us easy liquidity targets. I'm not going to show the liquidity heat map, but we do have lots of liquidations right above the 67k area. Around 67,300, I think there's like 100 million, or in like a tiny little area. So I think in total it's like 400 million or something, around the 67,300 area. I mean, so it's not bad. It's a good target. As we know, liquidity is normally a magnet in these types of situations, especially when considering how this entire move up from the low, You haven't swapped a single structural point low. Not a single one. I don't count this because I don't count structure in terms of one candle, and on the 30-minute that's one candle. And it's not even two candles. Okay, even on the 15-minute, fine. I mean, I guess you can. No, it's not. It's in one candle. So yeah, I mean, yeah, we haven't swept structure down once. Not even as a manipulation. This entire move up. So I wouldn't be hammering shorts to take the low. I wouldn't be hammering shorts to take the low. If the high sweeps, it's a different story then. You can look to potentially fail the zone, but I still don't think that's likely. I still think July is going to be a little bit bullish month. I mean, that's all I really have for my my Bitcoin analysis. Normally I do, there's a lot more I do, but we're not ranging right now. We just broke out of the range, and the previous range was really poor. It was just a choppy bear market range. So I don't really have a lot to say, but I'll do TA probably when something interesting happens. I'm not gonna force it, but whenever something interesting happens, maybe if we come back down, I'll do some TA again if we have a re-range. And I think that's it. I'll see you guys in another video.